Hi, I'm Mike Van Atten with Hill Country Fishing Rods, and I wanted to clear up a few questions that have come up about the Puluz headband and some of the other things that I've seen some reviews on that maybe weren't quite accurate, but I can maybe clear some things up based on my personal experience of using them. So one of the things that that was discussed was that the camera doesn't go all the way back against the bracket like it's supposed to. And one of the things you'll notice right off the bat is when I have my head up looking at you, or off to the side, the camera is facing up real high. Now these are fisheye cameras. They take a picture of the world. Instead of taking a picture like this, they take a picture like this. So the picture is at a big arc. And so what happens is that when you're facing straight on, you're getting this big high picture. Your horizon may be here, and the camera's taking from here to here. Well, that's fine if you want the sky, but a lot of times with these cameras, if you take a picture of the sky, it washes out a little bit because it's bright. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to have the camera aimed lower so that the top edge of it is just up above the edge of the horizon. So it's picking off the top of the horizon like you would in a normal picture, picks the top of the horizon and shows the picture in down below. Also, when you're doing widescreen, which is what these cameras do, they're wider than they are tall. So by bringing it down, when you put your head down, your camera will actually show what's in your lap. Like if you're in a kayak, which is what I do. I'm sitting in the kayak, I'm holding a fish in front of me, or my lures or my fishing reel. I'm trying to tell something. I'm trying to show how something works. And if you don't have your camera pointed so that it'll pick up what's in your lap, nobody gets to see it. It stops out here somewhere. And trust me, I have a whole video. First video I did, my camera was pointed somewhere up here, and I barely got good fishing videos because most of the stuff that I did was too low. And I actually have one of those on my site where I just barely got it good enough for you to see what the fish is. So I know from experience, this thing has to be pointed down. And one of the ways I do right off the bat, and sometimes you have your helper or your partner, whoever's with you, tell you whether it's flat. You put your head flat on your chest, pointing your head straight down, like you're looking at the floor in front of you or at your lap, and you want this to be not quite flat. It needs to be up just a little bit. So when your head's down like this, this needs to be almost flat, because that means the camera's taking a picture straight down in here somewhere, and it might actually be able to pick up my toes on my feet. So if I'm holding something in front of me, it shows in the camera. That's what you want. Otherwise, when you put your head up, now you'll notice that my camera looks like it's aiming out here somewhere. Well, that means the top edge of it is up here at the horizon, above the horizon. So when my head's straight up, and I'm out there doing whatever I'm doing, skiing maybe. I'd love to take one of these skiing. Then I'm picking up what's above me. And what's more, when you're out there doing things, and you want to look up, you do this. Now, if your camera's tilted back, you're going to get way up there, and you're not going to see anything down here. So if you tilt your head up at all, it's not going to work. Now, if I'm like this, I tilt my head up, now the camera is going to pick up the sky and all the way down to the horizon. But that's it. So you want your lap, you want what's in front of you. You don't want it up in the sky, unless you're looking at planes or remote control airplanes. Well, then maybe you would. There's reasons why you might want to do different things. So, but the camera should not be back flat against the bracket unless you want the camera to be looking at the sky while you're doing something down here, maybe have another camera focusing on your work. I don't know. I can't think of a reason for anything that I do to have my camera back against the bracket. The bracket sits on your head. When you have a hat on, I mean, if you took your hat off I could see possibly that the camera might be in a slightly different position because you could wear the bracket lower. But the same rule applies. You put your head down, you feel this. If it's flat, you tilt it back a little bit. You can see by tilting it back, I'm still too far down, unless, of course, whatever I'm doing is out here with my head on my chest. That seems kind of stupid, but you tilt the camera down a little bit, feel that it's tilted just a little bit back from level. And like I said, you may have to have a partner help you, tell you where you're at. So when you pick your head up, it's faced out here in front of you. That's what you want. You want it out here. You don't want it down here while your head's up. And you don't want it facing up here while you're doing something down here. It won't show up. So that's one thing. Now, the other thing that I saw that kind of bothered me is that there was some concept that the camera would not stay into the suction cup mount properly. And I will tell you from experience that I use the suction cup mount all the time. And my camera stays in it. So I will show you how I do this, just so you get an idea. So you can see I'm putting in the mount, this kind of a mount. So it's the same as what you get on the bottom of a standard camera. Your regular camera may have a foot like this with a screw-in mount, and these mounts are the same, right? That's this camera will go on the suction cup, and it'll pretty much hold it, contrary to popular belief. All right, now I'm going to put this on here. The way it's designed is with a little slip coupler so that you can tighten it. And I recommend that you put the camera back a little ways from where you want it to end up and then turn it into place. It's a little bit tight that way, but now you'll see this is pretty floppy. The back and forth, that one actually is notched. You can hear it. So when I lock it into place, it's not going to go anywhere with minimal tightening. Now this one here, granted it doesn't have the notches. It might be nice if it did. But, again, this one I'm going to do like I would if I was on the boat. So this is flat on the boat. I'll tighten it down. If you have the wrench, some kits come with the wrench. Put your little wrench on there. Get it good and tight. Now this here is just a plastic device knob on a nut inside here. So you can turn this pretty good. I mean, it's got a metal backing. So you take this bugger, and if you have to, get some pliers out and turn it really good. Now you'll notice I'm putting quite a bit of torque on there. I'm a healthy guy, so I'm putting quite a bit of torque. Lady might have some trouble or smaller hands. Get a wrench out. And I might do that if I was feeling like not hurting my fingers. You can see the camera's not moving. I could make it move if I really shake it. Obviously, if you want to put this on the side of your car, there's a real simple trick. Your car's going to be bouncing up and down, right? So what do? You put it this way, so that it's bouncing on the side of the bracket this way. It can't move that way. If this is tight, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm pushing on that. So now if you tighten the camera on by putting the ring in the right place. Oh, a little too much. Okay. I got that good and tight. Turn that one good and tight. Turn that one good and tight. Now, I'm going to drive down the road. Have that on the side of my car. I might have to adjust the bracket a little bit. But you can see that's not going to go anywhere. And even that, it'd take quite a bit from your car trying to stop or start to really make that move sideways. So most of the pressure is going to be this way. So that's how you would use it on your car. I mean, if I was going to do that. If you're going to put it on the car, on the hood, it's going to be fine. You're not going to have much trouble. And again, a wrench. Put a wrench on there, turn it, tighten it a little bit harder. I think that would probably suffice. That's pretty much what I was noticing in some of the information I've seen out there, is that there was questions about why that seemed loose. I've used it on my kayak like this, and the thing works great. I've never had a problem with it. Of course, I still put floaties on my cameras, especially with this thing, because if the suction cup pops off, where's your camera going to go? Straight to the bottom. And that's not cool. So, but yeah, again, the headband is made this way by design. There would be very rare circumstances you'd want that camera all the way back. So, just wanted to make those two things clear. There's pretty much nothing wrong with the way that's designed. And incidentally, even though these accessory kits are not official GoPro, they're designed to GoPro specs. And I can almost guarantee you that there's a GoPro accessory that's made by GoPro that looks just like this. And if you're really worried about this, and you really think that's a problem, well then by all means, use the joints. I don't have them out, but you can put a joint in here and use this foot and stick it out a little bit. I used to do that when I first got it, and I realized I didn't need it because I thought the same thing. I put it on here. I was like, oh, the bracket's in the way. No, it's not. Yeah, and I used to put the other bracket on here that matches this, which I don't have one handy. So anyway, yeah, you can put the other piece on here that matches this and put it in there, and then you can put your camera on there if you really want to do that. Unnecessary. I used to do it that way. I stopped doing it because it's unnecessary. And pretty much all the other devices like this is a different brand, has the same design. So they're all made the same way. There's just options. There's so many options. That's what all the pieces are for. And if you have a smaller kit, then, you may be missing a few of those things, but get a bigger kit. I mean, I don't I don't know what else to say on that one other than that, it's worth getting a pretty good sized kit, but at the same time, these devices work the way they're made, and there's no problem with how they're designed. So with that, I'm going to say tight lines, y'all, and cut.